Good evening. The government is willing to help farmers affected by the demolition operation at Kuala Terla in Cameron Highlands with the people's interest at heart. Now, Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Sri Dr. Wan Azizah Wan Ismail said this when asked if the government was willing to meet the farmers who requested a win-win solution after they were served an eviction notice. Datuk Sri Dr. Wan Azizah said while the government wanted to help the farmers, it also took into consideration matters related to the environment and on whether such farmers could be the cause of the landslides.
Ini masalah lama dan kita nak juga tolong pekebun. Tapi kita mesti tahu juga macam ini adalah penerokaan bagaimana. Apakah menjaga alam sekitar, apakah bahaya kalau tanah runtuh. Ini semua mesti diambil kira.
She said this after launching the 50th anniversary of Malaysian Polytechnics at Ungku Omar Polytechnics in Ipoh, Perak. It was reported on the 21st of March that the affected farmers wanted to meet the Pahang state government for a win-win solution after they were served an eviction notice. However, Menteri Besar Datuk Sri Wan Rosli Wan Ismail had said the state was firm in its decision because of environmental concerns. Since the 25th of February, the state government has been carrying out an operation to demolish illegal farms over 121 hectares in Cameron Highlands. PKR President Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim said the government's decision to withdraw from the Rome Statute was to avoid a confrontation with the Conference of Rulers, even though the treaty would not erode the royal institution. Now, Datuk Sri Anwar's remarks were in reference to Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamed's announcement of Malaysia's withdrawal from the ratifying of the statute due to a possibility of the issue being manipulated to the extent that people would take to the streets. Now, the Cabinet's decision was described as a political move done for fear of a coup d'etat bid spurred on by powers behind the scenes. The Rome Statute is an international agreement created by the International Criminal Court, or ICC, which serves to complement existing laws in the state to prosecute individuals who commit international crimes. The Port Dickson MP also said the government's decision to withdraw from the statute was a sign of respect for the royal institution, despite their differing stance on the matter.
Betul Mahathir, pendirian kita itu jelas, tapi mengambil kira beberapa pandangan baru, terutama daripada raja-raja, maka kita tarik balik perkiraan itu. Jadi saya ingat ada kebijaksanaan yang dibawa oleh Perdana Menteri dan kerajaan supaya tidak menimbulkan permasalahan dan perkara ini perlu dijelaskan lagi.
Met after meeting army veterans at Bandar Sri Sendayan near Seremban last night, he said the government's decision to withdraw from the treaty was also because of smear campaigns by certain quarters who had politicized the issue. The Cabinet has agreed to extend the first phase of the Special Voluntary Disclosure Scheme, or PKPS, to the 30th of June, under which taxpayers are subject to a 10% penalty on the amount of tax payable. In a statement released today by Finance Minister Lim Guan Eng's press secretary, Lutfi Hakim, Lim said the Cabinet agreed to the extension after receiving a very encouraging response from taxpayers. In addition, Lim said phase 2 of PKPS, whereby taxpayers will be imposed a 15% penalty, will start on the 1st of July and will end on the 30th of September. Moreover, Lim also said that as of the 1st of October, a penalty of 45% and above will be imposed on taxpayers who fail to submit the income tax return form and who underdeclare their income. He said the PKPS scheme mainly focuses on taxpayers who have bank accounts overseas and have income generated from sources within Malaysia but have not declared it to the Inland Revenue Board. Lim said the government hopes that with this extension, more taxpayers will join the PKPS scheme so that they can enjoy a lower penalty and elevate their tax burdens. In the statement, Lim has also said that the LHDN would accept any voluntary declaration by taxpayers in good faith and thus would not subject them to additional scrutiny, adding it would also issue a confirmation letter for every voluntary disclosure received. Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad and his wife Tun Dr. Siti Hasma Muhammad Ali left for Kuala Lumpur at 10 a.m. today via a special aircraft from Terminal 2 of Kota Kinabalu International Airport. Yesterday, Tun Dr. Mahathir, as chairman of Parti Pribumi Bersatu Malaysia or Bersatu, officiated the launch of Bersatu in Sabah. Amongst those present at the airport were Deputy Chief Ministers of Sabah, Datuk Christina Liu and Datuk Seri Panglima Wilfred Madias Tangau, Sabah Federal Secretary Nur Azri Zulfaqar and heads of federal departments and the state of Sabah. The launch of Sabah Bersatu was held at the International Centre for Technology and Commerce, Penampang. Also present was Bersatu President Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin. About 30,000 Bersatu supporters attended the inaugural launch of the Sabah Bersatu branch. Back on the 15th of February, Tun Dr. Mahathir announced that Bersatu will spread its wings to the state of Sabah to strengthen the position of Pakatan Harapan in Malaysia. Marine Police has foiled an attempt to smuggle 9 endangered animal species, which included 2 orangutans infants, worth about 483,000 ringgit, while in transit near the waters of Muar Johor yesterday. In the 8 p.m. raid led by Muar Marine Police Chief DSP Nordin Osman, 6 gibbons, 2 orangutans and an albino fox were seized at a jetty at Parit Unas in Muar. Now, Marine Police Southern Region 2 Commander ACP Paul Q said the seized animals were believed to have been smuggled in from a neighbouring country by sea. He said that surveillance at the jetty indicated that 3 men were seen unloading 4 crates from a boat into a car. The suspects initially sped away in the car before authorities finally caught up with them about a kilometre away from the jetty.
Untuk kalau tengok ini orangutan ni masih lagi muda, jadi kemungkinan besar untuk dibuat latihan dan untuk tujuan-tujuan pertunjukan dan sebagainya.
Briefing reporters, he said apart from seizing the car and a boat, authorities also detained a local 27-year-old of age along with 3 foreigners aged between 23 to 37. The seized endangered animals worth almost $500,000 ringgit were handed over to the Department of Wildlife and National Parks or Perhilitan. The case is now being investigated under Section 69, Subsection 1, Act 716 of the Wildlife Conservation Act 2010, punishable with a 200,000 ringgit fine or 3 years in prison or both. The Kelantan National Anti-Drug Agency or AADK seized 4,406 bottles of cough syrup mixture during an operation dubbed Ops Perdana Khas from the 1st of April ending today. Also seized were 233 kilograms of ketum leaves and 147 pills suspected to be yaba pills. Now, State AADK Assistant Director Aman Mustafa said the operations focus on locations categorized as hotspot areas in Kelantan.
Ini kita tumpukan kepada tindakan penguasaan secara total, khususnya di kawasan yang berstatus merah. Jadi antara daerah yang kita telah gempur iaitu Kota Baru, Tumpat, Pasir Mas, Tanah Merah, Pasir Putih, Bacok, Macang, Kuala Kerai dan Gua Musang.
Mustafa said this during a press conference at the Kelantan AADK office in Kota Baru. During the operation, 206 individuals aged between 17 and 58 were detained after they were tested positive for drugs. Of the total, action was taken against 155 people under Section 3, Subsection 1 of the Drug Dependence Treatment and Rehabilitation Act 1983 on suspicion of being a drug addict. 8 others will be investigated under Section 6, Subsection 3 APK 1983 for violating conditions of supervision, while the remaining detainees have been handed over to the police for further action. A man's attempt to hide drugs believed to be ecstasy failed when he was detained by police while in his car near Taman Desa Harmony this past Wednesday. Seri Alam District Police Chief Superintendent Ismail Dola said in the arrest at 8:50 p.m, police found drugs hidden in 67 sachets of perfume, including 6 airline ticket envelopes, weighing 5,117 grams, estimated at 13,000 ringgit. Superintendent Ismail said the drugs seized were intended for distribution at an entertainment outlet in Shah Alam and Johor Bahru.
Saya menangkap satu lelaki di tepi Jalan Harmoni 349, Taman Desa Harmoni, Johor Bahru. Semasa pemeriksaan ke atas kenderaan yang dinaiki oleh suspek tersebut, kita telah berjaya membuat rampasan sejumlah dadah jenis serbuk ekstasi seberat 5,117 gram. Nilai rampasan kita ialah keseluruhannya ialah 13,400 ringgit.
Briefing reporters today, he said initial investigations revealed that the 30-year-old suspect was positive for methamphetamine. The case is investigated under Section 29, subsection B of the Dangerous Drugs Act, 1952. Asia's football chief and FIFA's second-in-command, Sheikh Salman bin Ibrahim Al Khalifa, received a fresh 4-year term on Saturday, triggering complaints from campaigners who said regional soccer was in crisis over human rights. The Bahraini royal, who was standing unopposed for the second straight occasion, was elected in his absence at the Asian Football Confederation Congress in Kuala Lumpur, which he skipped following the death of his mother on Wednesday. Sheikh Salman was criticized by rights groups this year for his silence over the case of Bahraini refugee footballer Hakim Al-Araibi, who was detained in Thailand and threatened with extradition to Bahrain. Araibi, who was released following an international outcry, believes he was targeted for claiming Sheikh Salman was involved in a crackdown on anti-government protests in 2011, which included the arrest and alleged torture of footballers. The former Bahrain FA chief has long refuted the accusation, which was aired when he first came to power in the AFC in a landslide election in 2013. FIFA President Gianni Infantino said Asia was showing unity and stability by re-electing Sheikh Salman.
At both the girls and the boys level.
Kedah remain in third spot in the Super League standings despite losing 2-1 to basement side Kuala Lumpur at the Kuala Lumpur Football Stadium in Cheras yesterday. All the 3 goals were scored by foreigners, with Filipino Luke Woodland in the 9th minute and Brazilian Guilherme de Paula netting for the City Boys in the 49th minute, while another Brazilian, Fernando Rodriguez, scored for Kedah in the 31st minute. The Red Eagles have 12 points, the same as Selangor, but occupy third spot on better goal difference. Selangor moved up to 4th with a thrilling 4-3 win over Malacca at the Hang Jebat Stadium. Super sub Sean Eugene Selvaraj was the hero for the Red Giants when he scored 2 late goals in the 88th minute and injury time to seal all 3 points. And that item concludes this evening's edition of News on 2. In our top story, government to help Cameron's farmers affected by demolition ops. Join us again 12:30 tomorrow afternoon for more news updates. I'm Adrian Seat. Thanks for watching.